Good morning. It is day 7 of the 2017 Tour De Fleece. I have some things to show today. I actually showed yesterday a video of spinning on a gnome, and I just used one of my little hobbledehoy batlings, and this is all I have left of it. You can see that now that it's got some fiber weight on it, it spins much more smoothly than it was before. And this is the last of that. I usually let it go up pretty long. I butterfly it on around my fingers so that it doesn't knot up on itself, and then I wrap it around. This last little bit because I want to show you what it does after you're finished with the entire bit of wool that you're spinning. I could probably put more on here than the one little hobbledehoy batling, but I'm going to stop here so I can I'll probably make a couple more and then maybe ply them together. You can ply on these little spindles, and when I was on a trip to Europe, I did do that. I applied several little skeins of it as entertainment, but there's my little spindle with its little ball here, and all I'm going to do is just lift that off of the top, and now I have my spindle back without any wool on it. And then I reach down on the inside and I can pull the leader out, and that creates then the center pull ball that I could ply this 2-ply, one from the inside and one from the outside, to pull this off. I apologize, there's going to be some noise because there's a neighbor who is power washing a fence. Summertime, good for that. This is the Padawan Parisian. It's wobbly. I end up keeping a lot of the wobbles, but noisy trucks too. One of the somebody commented they didn't know how to start on these and like what would they do. And I know that there's a video out there that they build up a big cup on the top of a spindle before starting to wrap it around the lower and the bottom. All I do is, and this is just a little ball of fiber that I've attenuated, and I stab it through the top. I give it a little bit of a twist here. To get going, and I do keep it on the top of the spindle here for a second, but I don't stay up there for very long. Drop that out a little bit. My little speared part, I just slide down into the part at the bottom. Once I have, I don't know, maybe 12 inches of fiber, wrap that around, and then I just go again. Now, the Parisian style does have a interesting thing that sometimes happens, and it's not happening so much on this one, but it'll sometimes wrap around the indent there above the little flower, and I don't mind. It kind of holds it all in place, and then I just unwrap it and wind on down lower. So like I said, I don't really build up any kind of cop at the top. As soon as I have enough to go, I just slide everything down and start spinning my wool. I do like most of the time to do like a sort of like a long type draw on this. I build some twist up into the fiber, and then I just pull out with my left hand until I have the fiber the thickness that I wanted for that particular ply. I do sometimes make things really, really smooth, but I don't care to have perfect yarn. I know some people really, really want perfect yarn. So that's where I start building mine up, is down here on that little indent, and that's why I personally put those in there. I like the decorations at the top. I feel like as this spindle fills up, this stops it, because on some of my spindles I've had annoying things happen where the top part of the ply kind of unravels up there and it slides up and it's in the place where you're flicking it, and that's annoying to me. So that's why I've been designing all of my spindles to have these little stoppers at the top. It's just personal preference, and I think that makes them really pretty as well. Okay, so that was my spinning update for today. I have been doing some knitting. I have previously finished the first sock from Mod Madness. It was a sock from Sock Madness this year. I don't remember what round. I was not on a team, but I did do modifications on my sock. I did not knit a plain heel. I kept the pattern going in the heel. It does have some slip stitch, and I also kept the pattern going on the toe. I have made a little bit of progress on the second one over the last couple of days. I did finish the heel flap on the second one, turn the heel, and I'm going down the foot now. I'm actually pretty close to finishing up the gusset, and so maybe I'll take these with me this weekend and do a little bit of knitting on them, because I'd really like to have them done. They are super cushy and warm. These are both Knit Picks yarns. I don't have any problems with them. I know they're a cheaper sort of yarn, but I like the yarn. The yellow is a cashmere and the gray is a stroll. And then I also have been knitting on a sweater that I made out of hand spun. I bought a skein from a braid from Heavenly Wools. I actually bought two. I bought this color, which I just love this color, and then I bought one that was a gradient, and so I'm getting ready to go into the gradient skein on the sweater. So that's the body of the sweater, and as it comes up the arms, it's going to go into the gradient. And actually was a lot further on this, but I decided I started my gradient too soon, and I ripped all that out the other night. So I've been back on this again, but I did blend this wool with the Heavenly Wools wool with some South American and some Columbia fleece that I dyed to be like a gray color, and so it's got a very I don't know what you call that. The color is not the same all the way through, and I really like that about the sweater. I do realize I just forgot I had everything sitting out here, but I did finish a skein of yarn. It's not a very big one, but it is alpaca that I dyed from a rescue alpaca. The alpaca had been living in somebody's minivan and being driven around the country, and the people who were going around with it made money by having people pay to have their picture taken with the alpaca. And so the alpaca was rescued by the local yarn shop owner who works with a dog rescue here, but she has an alpaca farm. And so they named it Unicorn, and Unicorn's fleece from last year I dyed in a rainbow of colors. And so this one is I think it's called Pop Rocks or something like that. I forget, but it's a purple color. And then I blended that in with some black Shetland fleece that I had, and I have a rainbow of colors. And so that one's like the first color. It's a pinkish purple, and then I have a red, and I have a green in here, and I'm already spinning another one, and I'm not quite done with carding the yellow. But that's about 130 yards, I think 100, I don't remember. I counted it earlier, maybe 115 yards. And it's really soft, and so my plan is to spin all of these, one strand with the blend and one strand with the black Shetland, and then have a black Shetland sweater with that goes into the rainbow at the bottom from Unicorn. And then life. Today we have the first day of a 3-day home swim meet. My oldest son is going to be swimming the mile, and we get to help time with all of that. That's what the parents have to do. Actually, we have to work the meet. My husband is an official, and so he will be, just making sure that everything is legal. But we count laps for the kids as they swim this. Last year, it took him 24 minutes to swim the mile, which is, impressive. I can't do it, but it's not a qualifying time like he would really like. And so I think he's going to try to cut about 4 minutes off of that so he can have a qualifying time and go to the championship swim meet at the end of the month. Tomorrow they swim in the afternoon, and Sunday they swim in the afternoon. Both kids are swimming, and they have, probably 10 events each over the course of these several days. These are outdoor swim meets for us, so it'll be pretty warm. I'm probably going to take some knitting and some spinning with me for entertainment. I do have to work the concession stand. We've also been working on a bathroom remodel. Our house is 114 years old, and so out here on the porch with me are items from the bathroom that we ripped out, and my husband was like, boy, we really let this patio go a little bit. And I'm like, well, yeah, but we've got some work we got to do. So I went and picked out some paint, but just some of the little swatches so that I can see what color we want to do in there. It's got a white floor, I can always show it, but it's a little white tile floor with little blue tiles in it. And then you might have also noticed that I redid my hair, and I was torn on what I wanted to do with it. I've gone back and forth between going entirely blue and letting it completely grow out and go back to my silver locks that I have. Those are natural color. Most of the stuff that's brown, it's only brown because it's really long. Almost everything at the top is silver. So I don't know if anybody has any thoughts on whether I should just go back to natural silvery brown color, or if I should just go for it and just do the whole thing blue, which I have the dye for it. It's really a hard decision for me. Feel free to let me know. But otherwise, that's it. I don't know that I will have time to make any new videos or turn any more spindles until after the swim meet is over. So have a good tour weekend, everybody who is touring, and bye.